This is a cover from my old New Caledonia Group Type collection, and it was a lesson hard learned. And I thought I'd bring you guys aboard with this lesson. This is a military concession rate cover at the 15 centime rate from the small village of Ubache, New Caledonia. It was posted January 23rd, 1898 in Ubache. You can actually see the Ubache here and the 23rd here. You can't read the rest of the date. There was no military date stamp for this village because it was so small, it simply didn't require one. And the letter transited via Noumea, the capital and major port city, and it has a Corps d'Armée Army Correspondence Noumea date stamp from January 28th, 5 days later. And this confirms the concession rate, and it's posted to the city of Nevers in the Burgundy area of France. So that's the front of the cover. And the back has a variety of interesting and unusual markings. The first one is it's got a military cachet of the health service on the island Île Nou, and it's from the senior medical officer. He was the one certifying the correspondence. It also has a military correspondence manuscript endorsement by him. So it looks perfectly good. It's got a French packet, Line T transit, Line T called in New Caledonia, generally once a month, and it says Line T Paquebot Francais number 1, 25 December 98. And then it has a Bordeaux Gironde transit, 28 January 99. And the final date stamp is from Blaye, B-L-A-Y-E, on the 28th, also 1899. Remember, I said this was addressed to Nevers. There's no Nevers hand stamp. So there's something seriously wrong with this cover. And the serious problem is the Noumea transit is 28th January 98, and the packet boat transit is 25th December 98. That means it took 11 months to get from the post office at Noumea to the harbor in Noumea, which was less than a mile away. My first thought was that this cover might have gotten lost within the Noumea post office, fallen behind a panel or something, fallen out of a drawer, and it just laid around the post office. But if it was delayed that much, they would have put some endorsement on it. The other problem is Île Nou is an island in the Noumea area with a military hospital. It's not in the Ubache area. And the final problem, there's no Nevers arrival. So what's going on with this cover? You can see this is New Caledonia, just to give you a sense of the colony. This is the eastern side, the western side. The cover originated in Ubache. 5 days later, it was in Noumea. Okay, that's normal. There were little local packets that serve the east and west side of the island. And Île Nou is around here. So it's strange that it has the cachet of Île Nou as the military unit, yet it originated in Ubache. So how do you explain this cover? What's the problem? Okay. And I'm going to present that as a problem to everybody participating today. I'm making you temporary members of the APS Expert Committee. This letter has come in to your attention, and what's your interpretation of it? How do you explain what's going on this cover? Is there a problem or is there an explanation? Anybody have an idea?
Yes, well, as far as the dates are concerned, dates can be wrong. Let's see, what does it
That's
say?
what I was
December?
thinking. The January 23rd and 28th, right? The first two
So
could have been really, they forgot to change the year.
So December 98 to January 99 would make sense. Yeah,
But the
and then
chances of three 3 strikes, all having the wrong date. That's pretty odd, I would think.
Well, that would be true.
Well, let me tell you the sad history. I actually bought this cover, and I noted there was this date problem and the ill new problem. I mean, the cachet of the medical unit is not, there was no medical unit in Obache, and there's no reason for it to go through ill new. And I bought it and I put it aside and it sat for a long time. And then I started mounting my new Caledonia for exhibit. And the question came up, how do I handle this cover? And I started looking at it and thinking about it and looking at it and thinking about it. And it turns out my conclusion was the cover front and back are from 2 different covers that have been most carefully glued together to make a very impressive military concession rate cover. And I confirmed this by getting my 20 power Hastings triplet, a little magnifying glass that I use, and running it along the edges around the whole cover. And you could see traces of the glue and the pasting together. So somebody created a very nice cover. Okay, that medical unit cachet is really, really good, but it's a creation from 2 covers. I mean, it was New Caledonia correspondence. It was a New Caledonian medical unit, but that medical unit would never be in Obache, and so I got snookered.
What a shame. They must have done a
So
great
two-
job of doing that gluing for you not to have
Yeah.
noticed.
In normal light, with your normal eye, uh, you just don't see it. I paid a handsome price for this, and by the time I got to mounting it, it was a couple years later, and it's hard to go back to the dealer and say.
Ed,
But
do you think that somebody had 2 covers missing, one a front and one a back, and said, "Hey, here's an idea"? Or they
I don't
literally
know
faced 2 covers to create this Frankenstein?
yeah, the front of the other cover may have been damaged.
Right.
Okay, it was a non-sellable cover. The envelopes are the same envelope. Okay, so they fit beautifully together, and whoever did the gluing, I mean, when you see what paper restorers can do, I don't think I don't know if I showed it here or not. I have a cover that I had Nancy Poley process. It was an unexhibitable cover, and she turned it into a beautiful cover. Okay, these people who are good with paper restoration and whatnot do fantastic jobs. And as I said, it wasn't until I put the magnifying glass on the edges that you could see evidence of the gluing.